Always good to have options, right? Especially when it comes to your child's education. And that's what National School Choice Week is all about. Vice President of Public Awareness at National School Choice Week, Shelby Doyle, joining us now with more on this and sharing how we can learn more about our educational options that are out there. Good morning to you, Shelby. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Let's just start off simple here. What is School Choice Week, and how does it all work?
So School Choice Week is a national public awareness effort that happens every January. It's a time when parents can find out about the education options that they have, whether it's in a traditional public school, public charter school, public magnet school, private school, online school, or homeschooling. And that sounds like a long list, and it feels like a long list to explore for parents sometimes. So we bring all those options and all that information in one place with 1 week where schools help parents get connected to them if they're looking for a new option.
Well, I feel like the list has certainly gotten longer recently. It used to be like public or private, and a few kids would learn at home. The pandemic obviously changed all that. The term distance learning came into the picture, virtual learning, whatever you want to call it. So many different ways, and it actually kind of, I think, added to some of the confusion for parents, right? So this week is really, really crucial to kind of sort everything out, right?
It is. So absolutely. We did a survey this month and we asked parents if they had been or were currently looking for a new school. The majority of American parents, 52%, said that they have been looking into new schools in the last 12 months or currently are. So this is no longer something some people over here do, or occasionally families who can afford it choose a private school. It's a fact of life for families. They need options. They've probably made or seriously considered making a change in the last 2 years, and they may not yet have found something that they're really happy with. So absolutely, students have gone online with emergency remote learning. That's been a challenge for some. Some discovered they liked it and they want to find a permanent option like that. There's so much changing for parents right now. And so it's a crucial time that they just know what they have to choose from.
I know my son suffered a lot of learning loss with everything locked down. He just didn't learn well in front of a computer. So as parents that are going through that, or maybe some kids did do well in front of the laptop, those are all things you got to kind of take into account when you're thinking about what your next move is going to be.
Absolutely. That's the number one thing we try to get home to parents this year is explore your options, get the information, but ultimately you're in charge here. You're the expert about your kid. You know them better than anyone. You want what's best for them. And so all we can do is put the options in front of you in an unbiased and comprehensive way. But as a parent, you're the expert here. So we've got to make sure you have the information so that you can choose what's going to work well for your son or daughter. And that's why we don't have favorites, and we try to be as unbiased and comprehensive as possible.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have parents that reach out that say, I really appreciate what some of the school districts did here. They locked everything down. They kept everyone safe. We were able to figure out the learning at home. But then I have a parent actually who emailed me this morning and said, I used to live in San Diego. I moved out to Florida because I wanted open schools and everyone's doing fine here. And so it really depends on how you feel about your child's safety and what the approach is of the district. And then in one county, districts can be doing different things. So parents really got to start doing their homework to figure out what's best for their kids, right?
Absolutely. And of course, no parent wants to add anything else to their plate right now. We've been dealing with a lot. It's been so unpredictable the last couple of years. So hopefully this week is as streamlined as possible. We have a website at schoolchoiceweek.com where we run you through these different types of schools, compare and contrast them for you. We've got tools also you can use to pull up a customized list near you. But there's also local events that happen like large school fairs or in-school celebrations with open houses. So if you're ready to take that next step and you need to just check this off your list, you can go and make that choice during School Choice Week itself. So the idea is for it to be as little extra burden as possible for parents to get this information and take next steps.
Can you explain what this Educational Freedom Act is all about and how it would allow parents potentially to choose the best education for their kids?
That actually is, I believe, from a different organization. We don't have anything to do with lobbying or legislation, but there's certainly a lot of conversation going on right now. In the last year, 19 states added new school choice programs or expanded school choice programs in their states. So we are seeing things happen at the state level where families are pushing for more options and they're getting more options. So that's been really exciting to see. And so that means lots of new information for us to get out this week.
Your website talks a little bit about specific things in California. Is there anything we need to know with the schools and the options here?
Yeah, California has a pretty unique school choice platter of options for parents. So there is public school open enrollment if you live in a school district that has a school that's been designated as a low performing school. And what I think is great in California, in this case in particular, is there are transportation options to help you choose a different school if you choose to open enroll. And that's a key factor for a lot of families. There's tons of charter schools in California. Is homeschooling, although it's a little bit more difficult to begin homeschooling here than in other states. Then, of course, you've got your magnet schools and your private schools and lots of permanent online schools for families too. So there's a lot to explore. A lot of what I just mentioned is free to attend. And so even if you're not sure what those options are or sure if you'd be able to afford something that did have a cost, it's still worth looking into.
Shelby, where can we go to learn more information, get involved here this week?
Schoolchoiceweek.com is where you want to go. We've got a roadmap to all of these options I just mentioned. We've got tools you can use and information about local events happening near you.
We certainly need a roadmap during these times, don't we, as parents? All right, thanks, Shelby. Really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.